Amidst these milestones, traders remain vigilant, ready to navigate market shifts driven by earnings, inflation indicators, and economic data release. As the week unfolds, the stage is set for potential market movers, shaping investor decisions and market trajectories, of course. To discuss this further, we're now being joined by Sanjay Bagla from Trust Mutual Fund, joining us from Mumbai to help us dig deeper. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, sir.
Hey, good morning. Good morning on a Sunday morning.
Right,
Thank you
sir.
for having me.
Of course, sir. Sir, I want to ask you, what are the factors, just to understand this better, that have propelled the Nifty 50 to record highs now? How will markets perform this week considering the election results are due on the 4th of June?
See, first thing you must realize that while Nifty levels have gone up, the valuations haven't gone up to that extent. The earnings of the Nifty 50 stocks have almost doubled in the last 3-4 years, and which is why, commensurate with the rise in earnings, the Nifty levels have also gone up. What has also been supportive is a spate of global liquidity, which is trying to, value all asset classes where there is a hint of growth. So, the central bank, the US central balance sheet has gone up to the extent of almost $9 trillion, has come down to about $7.5 trillion. And if you look at the G4 countries, the combined balance sheet is close to $21 trillion. Now, that money is very supportive of equity valuations and helps in valuation of equities at higher levels. Domestically, the Indian investor has understood that the trend is positive, and we have had last 7-8 years of positive equity market performance. And this has led to an unprecedented inflow from savings to investments through probably the mutual fund route. And there's a greater participation of the equity investor. We are getting almost 20,000 crores per month only in form of SIPs. So liquidity has been good, earnings have been good, and there is a hint of future growth as well as India continues to reap its demographic dividend. So all these are very supportive for equity valuations, and which is why Nifty has gone up to the extent that it has. Now to come to your more localized question of next week. So I think markets do not seem to have factored in any possibility of political discontinuity, and which is why I think there has been no correction and markets are hitting all-time highs. And this could well continue till June 4th, when the rubber hits the road and we get to know about the numbers. And there is nothing much to look forward to by the market participants beyond that. Beyond June 4th, one will have to wait to see what are the contours of policy decisions, and probably that will come to light in the budget. So I think up to June 4th, probably the markets will continue to be in a buoyant mode.
All right, sir. So that being said, just making sure I understand this, do you see markets rallying further if the incumbent is voted back to power?
So my point is that if the incumbent is voted back into power, market will not have anything to look forward to. While there could be, continuation of the market rally, I think markets would like to wait for some more policy clarity and see which way, the trend is in terms of policy. There are speculations that capital gain tax might be tweaked. I read a couple of articles saying that, there could be increase in capital gains tax. So all those things will become real once the government is in place. So I think markets would be in a buoyant mood, but I think there will be concerns also.
All right, but that being said, how important is the RBI's dividend for the stock market?
See, somebody called up and told me that RBI's dividend, is it not left pocket, right pocket? Take money from one pocket and put it in the other pocket. And to some extent, that is correct. RBI has, a substantial chunk of government securities in its portfolio. Government pays interest to RBI. RBI pays it back to the government as dividend. Now, what was budgeted was 1 lakh crores or 85,000 or 1 lakh crores. Now, what has been given is 2,11,000 crores. Definitely, it's a positive. it gives government more elbow room to, perhaps reduce its budget deficit or increase capital expenditure. But one thing is sure that both cannot happen. So yes, it is a swing to the extent of 1 lakh crores, but that's all it is. So while it gives government some more elbow room, we should not think that this is a silver bullet that will solve all the problems that we face today.
All right. Well, sir, but what is your view for the big result? I know it seems like I'm really pushing for a premonition here, but can you give us a number, 24K perhaps for the Nifty?
Well, I am told that Sundays are not very good for predicting the future.
Okay.
So let that be. I personally am an optimistic person, and I do hope that the valuation sustain. But I do worry about this increased amount of liquidity in the global markets, which could push asset prices beyond their normal boundaries, and which can alter the perceptions of investors and lead to suboptimal asset allocation. So that is something that worries me. I think inflation is a concern. I think central bankers have lost the plot. They have very little idea about which way inflation is going to go, given the amount of money that they have printed. And they really don't know how to get out of this situation. So I hope for all our sake that this ends well.
All right. Well, Mr. Bagla, thank you so much for joining us on World Business Watch with your insights on this.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.